Welcome back, learners. I hope you had a nice quick rest. Let's continue. Now we're going to look at measuring volume and temperature. Volume, it is the three-dimensional space occupied by either gas, liquid, or a solid substance. Volume can be measured using the following instruments. The first instrument is measuring spoons. These measuring spoons, we normally use it when we are cooking. If you want to add a amount of salt, you can use this measuring teaspoon. You can use the smallest one. If you want to add flour, whatever it is, baking powder when you're baking. So these are the measuring spoons that we use for measuring volume. Then we've got a glass beaker. A glass beaker, when you want to measure the amount of water that you must pour inside a mixture of flour and baking powder when you're baking, or when you want to drink maybe your medication pills, then they tell you that you must drink about less than 250 mils, then you can use a measuring beaker to measure the amount of water that you must take. Question 1 says, if 1 teaspoon is equivalent or equal to 5 milliliters, how many milliliters are found in 5 teaspoons? So we are given that 1 teaspoon is equal to 5 milliliters. You can write this conversion down. Remember, teaspoon can be abbreviated as TB, TSP, which is equal to 5 milliliters. You can write this as your conversion factor, and then what do? Now, what are we calculating for? For 5 teaspoons to milliliters. So you can say 5 TSP divided by 1 TSP. The reason why we are dividing is because we want to know what happened to our teaspoon as units. Then you multiply by 5 milliliters. So you cannot divide units that are not the same. You always have to divide units that are not the same, and then you divide by you multiply by the one that is not the same. So we divide it by same units and we multiply by the one that is not the same. So 5 divided by 1 is 5. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So it means we have 25 milliliters in 5 teaspoons. Then question 2 says, if 1 cup is equal to 250 milliliters, 1 cup is equal to 250 milliliters. This is your conversion factor. How many cups are needed for 1 liter? How many cups are needed for 1 liter? 1 cup is equivalent to 250, 1 liter. We want to know how many cups are there. We know the conversion from liters to milliliters. So it means, but we don't know the conversion from liters to cups. So we have to first start from the known to the unknown. So how many liters are there in milliliters? We have that Keke. We'll say Keke hates doing L4 liters during cold months. So we are moving from liters to milliliters. So we put 1,000 and zeros and then we multiply. So it means we have to say 1 liter will be multiplied by 1,000 to get 1,000 milliliters. So now we have to calculate the number of cups. Then it means we're going to say 1,000, because this is what we are calculating for, divided by, what is the unit that is the same on the conversion factor? Is the 250. Divided by 250 milliliters multiplied by 1 cup. So what is 1,000 divided by 250? Let's punch it on our calculators. We are getting 4. So it means we have 4 cups in 1 liter. Then we go to temperature. Temperature, it is the measurement of how hot or cold it is. Units of temperature are, we've got degrees Celsius, this is the sign, degrees Celsius, which are basic units that we use in South Africa. Then we've got degrees Fahrenheit. We've got degrees Fahrenheit, which are commonly used in the United States of America. The following instruments are used to measure temperature. We've got a digital thermometer. Digital thermometer, it looks like this. This is normally what they use when they measure your temperature when you go to a clinic and you're sick and they want to check what is your temperature. They usually put this maybe under your armpit and then check what is your temperature reading. Then the next one, we've got the mercury temperature. The mercury temperature, it's normally used in labs when they want to check, maybe they've boiled something, so they want to check the boiling point of something, so they will use that mercury temperature. Then we've got the infrared thermometer. The infrared thermometer now, this is the type that we used to remember during COVID-19, whereby they would scan your temperature and check at what degrees Celsius is your temperature. Okay, now let's read the question. It says, round off the temperature reading on the infrared thermometer to the nearest 10 degrees Celsius. So let's check what is the reading on this thermometer. We have 35.8. So it's 35.8 degrees Celsius. The question requires us to round it off to the nearest 10 degrees. Where is our 10? There is our 10. The 3 is the 10. But it's affected by what? It's affected by 5. It means now we are disregarding the decimal point. So it means with 5, because it's 5 and above, so we have to add a 1 to our 3. Therefore, it becomes 40 degrees Celsius. But because it was at a decimal number, so it's going to be 40.0 degrees Celsius. Let me write the units correctly. Degrees Celsius. So this is the answer to the question. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoyed the lesson on measuring and estimating. I'll see you again next time.